Hello everyone here on YouTube. Let me see if I can't talk about something and see how long of a video I can make. And because I have a book I wrote. Of course, I've been posting on this platform now for about 3 years, but not very consistently. And because I don't understand technology, I am the old school artist, and I just wanted to share a couple pieces of art with you all if you're interested in original art that is handmade and with a unique process it's all in development from my own experience as a professional artist. And in the memorial business, I did hand engraving and I did hand cut stencils. I drew stencils. I created custom work for customers. Lots of custom jobs. For 33 years, I was in the monument industry, and then the laser took away, for the most part, took away that job. And other things happened too, but I developed lead poisoning and I had no idea. I was bartending part-time. I didn't have to bartend in the beginning. When I started my career as a memorial artist, I was very gifted and very lucky that I started making a really decent living as an artist, as an illustrator. But the difference, my canvas was a granite memorial. So I taught myself how to hand etch granite. And I did teach myself, and I got better and better and better. So my name is Catherine Coyle, and I am a professional artist, but I also do fine art. I started doing fine art basically to heal my mind because I was extremely confused as to why I did discover that I had mercury poisoning when I was 39 years old. And I'm almost 63, but when I started bartending to supplement, and at this point it was my only income, and I became an alcoholic. I started drinking too much, but little did I know I was drinking this water. Now this is just my opinion, and I'm entitled to my opinion, but I believe from my research, that's how I discovered silver amalgam fillings, from the book called The Cure for All Diseases by Dr. Hulda Clark. And so what I wanted to share is that I wrote a book. Of course, I've been talking about it, and it is I'm Not Crazy, I'm Just a Christian, and it's on Amazon now. And of course, I'm on Facebook and Instagram, and it's just basically my name, Catherine Coyle. Instagram is Catherine Coyle 333. But because I had lead poisoning and I didn't know it, I was doing this kind of work, by the way, with not knowing I had lead poisoning. But this still came out really amazing. The original of this was a hand sandblasted crab that I first designed and did as an etching. And then I liked the design so much, I thought, I'm going to do it as a sandblast design. And I did it on a 12 by 12 tile, and I painted it this beautiful blue color. And then I did sell it, and I was really happy with me selling that tile. And it was basically kind of meant for a kitchen or backsplash or something. And the client who bought it, I think, he didn't put it permanently in his kitchen on the backsplash, but he did put it in his kitchen as a decorative piece. And I'm sorry that I can't, the fact that I can't speak well is because of the teeth that are missing. And the fact that my teeth fell out is because of lead poisoning. I did my research and I discovered that the lead goes straight to the bone, and it does take up to 50 years to remove lead from your body. But fortunately, your body is miraculous, and it does. My liver is really working hard. My kidneys are working hard. I think that's how my mercury levels stayed really high, because over a 17-year or 18-year period, they hardly came down at all. And the only reason I can say that is because I have the test to prove it. And because of this lead poisoning being so, I don't know how to explain it. It created, like, if you do research, I don't have the research anymore right in front of me. I did have a book that I read, and that book was called The Toxin Solution, and by Dr. Joseph Pizzorno, and he studied heavy metal poisoning and the toxicity of heavy metals through 50 years of research. So he proved with his research, of course, that a lot of people have mercury poisoning and lead poisoning and don't know it. It goes undiagnosed. But I'm trying to explain that this confused me. Like, I did a rubbing because I was looking for something to ease my tension in my mind. So the purpose of me doing art now, because of the laser taking away my job and I have this desire to create art, was after I did this rubbing, I thought, after I did this sandblast design and I sold it, well, right before I sold it, I made this rubbing and I used color pencil, and then I did 3 of them. So I have with 3 different shades and all the same shades. But then I did take a marker and outlined, so I made it a little bolder. And I really have not ever completed all 3 of these. I did 3 of them. And this was a very healing piece for me. Just going crisscrossing with the pencil lines. Now I'm sorry about that. I can take it out of the plastic, but so you can see it better. But even though it is dark in here, you can still see the actual piece. So hopefully I can upload this video to my YouTube channel. I just have all these technical problems, issues with understanding heavy metal. Well, heavy metals causes a problem with technology. It causes confusion in my brain. And people don't understand that. There's a lot of people who just insult me and then tell me that I'm stupid. They say you're just, there's something wrong with you. Yes, indirectly, there is something wrong, but there isn't, it's curable. It's not the end of the world. I am still alive and breathing. I have a lot of faith in God. And I believe that's how I discovered heavy metal poisoning to begin with, because how else would I have discovered it? But now I'm gaining confidence. I'm learning how to appreciate my talent. I'm learning, I was underappreciated, not necessarily from the clients that I worked for as a memorial artist, but from the people I worked for. They started to say, you're charging too much money, you're making too much money. As I got more competent and faster in the industry, they started to pull the rug out from under me, oh, you're making too much money. It was almost like, okay, once I started making $100 an hour, it became a problem. But I had already built up that confidence. It took me from the beginning, when I first did a portrait, for example, it took me 25 hours to do this portrait, and I was paid $250. Well, as I got better and more confident, because I was so nervous. You can't erase, and once you put a mark on granite, it's permanent. It's not, you can't even hide it. It's it's just there. It's permanent. So I was very slow and methodic about what I was doing. And there is a definite growth in my career as an artist in the etching business, but I still started out really, really good because I have a natural talent. And God wants us to use what we have, what we're gifted at, for our talent to make an income. But because I had this weird atmosphere of people telling me to give up on my art, nobody wants to buy your art, and I allowed that to penetrate my mind to the point where I started to believe these people. And so many people would say to me, oh, you're not going to make any money until you're dead. That's what most artists, they don't become famous until they die. And that's not true. I kept saying, that's not true. That's not true. I'm still alive, and I'm going to be a self-made millionaire. I know that eventually that's going to happen because I have so many ideas. I have been doing so much different types of art. I do etching on tile, etching. I was on a show called That's Clever on HGTV, on a national television show. So I know that I have this incredible talent. I just had to believe it for myself. So I really am excited to share these 3 different pieces. Now this one has a torn edge, but it doesn't really matter. What matters is that it's an original piece, and I can make prints of it. And you know what's really cool? I do still want to get licensing deals, turn it into a shower curtain, a pillowcase, wallpaper. But I thought it would be really cool because they're similar but little different in just the different colors, to have them flip-flopped and make a blanket out of it or something like that. I thought it would be really cool, and it could have, there's lots of graphic things that you can do with art. Obviously, because I have this commercial mindset, But I never used technology. Everything I did my entire life, even when I did hand etched letters on stones, on memorials, I literally did it by hand. Like I would draw the lettering by hand. I don't have anything